and hello to my dear children. Congrats dear. All have successfully completed your FA1 test and I'm sure might have secured very good marks too. And a very important note, please send your presentation videos, that is component number 1, as soon as possible, and time limit 2 minutes in blue uniform. And let us step into our next course of run with full dedication and involvement in our studies. I hope all of you have your readers in hand and please read the lesson daily without fail. So in today's class we are going to see lesson number 2, The Elixir of Life by Sir C.V. Raman. Sir C.V. Raman was born in the year 1888 and lived till 1970. He had a keen interest in science even from his boyhood days. For his famous discovery called the Raman effect, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930. King George knighted him for his contributions to physics. The government of India awarded him the Bharat Ratna and the Soviet Union honored him with the International Lenin Prize in 1957. So Sir C.V. Raman has written a descriptive essay on the importance of water and the need to harness water so that future generation can survive. Point number 1. Man has through the ages sought in vain for an imaginary elixir of life, the divine Amrita, to confer immortality. But the true elixir of life lies near to our hands, for it is the commonest of all liquids, plain water. So for many years, many long years, man has been seeking for the liquid that gives divine life. And all his efforts went in vain because he was not able to find the divine Amrita. So the imaginary elixir of life is the divine Amrita. According to the writer, the water is the actual elixir or the real elixir of life because it is the most essential one for all the living things. So the writer considers water as the real elixir of life. Alright, you might think, what is elixir? It is nothing but the plain water which has the magical and the medical effect in it. Now point number 2. I remember one day standing on the line which separates the Libyan desert from the valley of the Nile in Egypt. On one side was visible a sea of billowing. Billowing means spread over a large area. Without a speck. Speck means a small mark of a speck of green or a single living thing anywhere else on it. While on the other side lay one of the greenest, most fertile and densely populated areas to be found. So, the writer remembers that one day he stood on the line that separated Libyan desert from the Nile Valley in Egypt. And on one side he saw a large area or a vast stretch of sand. Billowing means spread over a large area like a great sand sea. Without any small mark of speck means a small mark of greenery or a single living thing. But on the other side he saw the greenest, the most fertile and the densely populated areas which was teeming means moving in or filled with life and vegetation. So what made this wonderful difference? Why? It is the water of River Nile flowing down to the Mediterranean from its sources a couple of thousands of miles away. So, why is this wonderful difference? The writer says that it is because of the River Nile that flows through the place down from the source and covers an area of nearly 2000 miles and reaches the Mediterranean Sea. So here you can see one side, you can see a desert, a Libyan desert. It is like a vast stretch of land with a great sand sea, and the other side you can see the greenest place and the most fertile and the densely populated area, which is filled with life and vegetation. Now, point number 3. Geologists tell us that the entire soil of the Nile Valley is the creation of the river itself. It is brought down as the finest silt in its flood waters from the highlands of Abyssinia and from remote Central Africa and laid down through the ages in the trough. Trough means a long narrow region through which the Nile flows into the sea. Geologist means one who studies about Earth's physical structure. So, geologists tell that River Nile on its flow, it settles the fine sand on its bank. So, the Nile Valley is the creation of the river itself. The flood waters of the River Nile carried the fine sand from Abyssinia highlands and from Central Africa through the trough means long narrow region which it flows down when it flows down into the Mediterranean Sea. The read again. Egypt is in fact was made by its river. Its ancient civilization was created and sustained by the life-giving waters which come down year after year with unfailing regularity. Egypt is created by the river Nile, and also the ancient Egyptian civilization was created and sustained, supported by this life-giving river waters which flows down for many years together regularly without fail throughout the years. Point number 4. I give this example and could give many others to emphasize that this common substance which we take for granted in our everyday life is the most potent. Potent means powerful and the most wonderful thing on the face of our earth. So Sir C.V. Raman says that taking not only this river Nile but also gives many other rivers as an example to stress the fact that water is of much importance in each and everyone's life. But we have taken this water for granted, which is the most important and the potent. Potent means powerful and wonderful thing on the surface of the earth. Water is more important in the formation and shaping of the earth, that is 71% of water and 29% of land. So it has played a role of vast significance. So this water, it plays a role of vast significance, great importance in shaping the course of the earth's history and continues to play the leading role in the drama of life on the surface of a planet. So water is more important in the formation, shaping of the earth, that is 71% of water and 21% of land, and it continues to play the vital role throughout our life on the surface of our planet Earth. Point number 5. There is nothing which adds so much to the beauty of countryside. So water adds beauty to the landscape. So nothing is equal to water that adds much more beauty to the landscape. Landscape means natural view or scenery. Be it just a little stream trickling, means flow slowly over the rocks, or a little pond by the wayside where the cattle quench their thirst. So, let it be a stream which flows slowly over the rock, or a little pond by the roadside where the cattle quench, satisfy their thirst of an evening. Reader, the rain-fed tanks that are so common in South India, alas, but often so sadly neglected in their maintenance, are a cheering sight when they are full. So, what is rain-fed tank? It's a place where the rainwater is stored up. And these rain-fed tanks are very common in South India. They are very commonly found in South India, and it plays a very important role in South Indian agriculture. It is a cheering sight when they are full. So when the rain-fed tanks are full, it's a very cheering sight. It looks very beautiful to see that, but they are often sadly neglected in their maintenance. It plays a vital role in South Indian agriculture, but still they are sadly neglected in their maintenance. They are not maintained properly. They are of course shallow, but this is less evident since the water is silt laden and throws the light back, and the bottom does not therefore show up. Though the rain-fed tanks are shallow, at the bottom of it is not visible. The reason for this is because the silt, means the fine sand which is settled down at the bottom of it, throws the light back. And these tanks play a vital role in South Indian agriculture. Some of these tanks are surprisingly large, and it is a beautiful sight to see the sunrise or sunset over one of them. So some of these tanks it's a very beautiful sight, and some of these are very large. It's a very beautiful sight to see, and the rain-fed tanks during the sunrise and the sunset. Water in a landscape may be compared to the eyes in a human face. So during sunrise and sunset, it is a very beautiful sight. So water in a landscape may be compared to the eyes in a human face. And your eyes reflects your mood. When you are happy, your eyes are bright and with a shine. When you're sad, your eyes itself, it expresses that sadness. When anger, one can see the fire in it. So all your emotions are expressed through your eyes first. So that is why he says water in a landscape is compared to the eyes in the human face. He makes this comparison because it reflects the mood of the hour. When it reflects the mood of the hour, being bright and gay when the sun shines, turning to dark and gloomy when the sky is overcast. So when the sun shines during sunrise, the sun rays falls on the surface of the water and glitters and reflects the brightness of the day. When the sky becomes cloudy and dark during sunset, the water turns to be or seems to be dark and gloomy. Overcast means cloudy. So for today's class, we have completed from point number 1 to 5. Please, again I insist you children, please read your reader. And today's home assignment, learn 1 to 6 question and answer. Learn it. And classwork, in your classwork, write 1 to 6 question answers, and the paragraph writing, which is about the rain-fed tanks, that question number 3, write it. And again, a reminder, please send your presentation videos as soon as possible. Time limit 2 minutes. Thank you.